All right, everybody. I am solo this week. Corey's traveling for work, so this is a great time to do a little bit of a live. And I'm getting a slow connection feed through my phone, so that's not good. Here, let me do this real fast. Let's see if this makes it better. I don't make it better. Okay, so I trying a little something different. Just see if I can get like a little bit of a studio mode in the shop because we're using a 2-car garage and we don't have a pole barn. So this is probably the best I can do. I'm sure Jarvis is going to walk in and out of this garage because I have the door open because it is still almost 50 or below here in Southern Illinois. Race week. So even with all of the rain, we are projected to have our first outdoor race this Saturday at Southern Illinois Raceway in Marion. It's going to be interesting about the car count because Coles County is running Modlites regularly as a show. So I'm excited to see where all the cars go and stack up. I figured it'll take a couple weeks for everyone to find out kind of who's going to call their home track or where we're going to run most at. We will not be, I don't think, chasing any type of points at Marion. As you can see with the ice and schedule, we've kind of accommodated both tracks. Corey really likes Coles County, and I enjoy Coles County. I like the atmosphere there. I like it's just 2 hours and we're there. It's kind of nice. Going north is a lot better than driving south or like towards Missouri. I feel like the drive feels like a lot less. Maybe, I don't know if it's the up and downhill or whatever. So I wanted to take the time, utilize the time on here just to let you know what's kind of going on. We got some new stickers on the car. I put Smith Excavating on the car, put Ozark Portable Buildings on the car. Amy Eckert with HH Realty is going to go right there where she was last season. I made new sail panels yesterday just because there was a little design snafu with the graphics and I had them reprinted. So I figured instead of taking the graphic off, I just made new sail panels. So that was my first go at that. That was kind of fun. A couple things that I wanted to address that I've been asked and I haven't. I'm watching my computer for the live chat. If you guys have anything you want to talk about, you can put it in the live chat. I got my laptop here and anything at all. It can be about races. It can be about cars. If I know it, I'll answer it. It can be about anything. So what cameras I run. I've had some GoPro questions. I've helped 3 drivers with GoPro questions. I have a GoPro 13, I have a 12, and I have 2 10s, and I have 2 GoPro 360 Maxes. The only thing that I will tell you, if you want a GoPro Max, so a GoPro Max is the Insta360 version of the GoPro. You get that all around 360. You can pan the angle, and it all has to do post edit. Why I'm telling you this is because if you are not good with editing things on your phone, I would not recommend the GoPro Max unless you are willing to learn the advanced steps that it's going to take to edit a video for it to look good and crop correctly. The Max is a lot. I've used it enough where I can do things really fast, but that's just because I've been using one for almost 3-4 years now. So GoPro Max is pretty difficult to edit. You get a really cool view. You get an awesome option. If you see some of the videos that I edited for practice day at Coles County, I put the GoPro Max on Austin's car, but I've videoed his dad Andy, which was behind him. So you had a reverse view going around the track. It turned out really, really crisp, really cool. It's a unique view. You see it in guys in sprint cars do it because they have the top of the halo brackets that are empty and it's a good clamping portion. But I'm just letting you know, if you want to go above and beyond, just make sure that you're ready to get experienced in editing for the GoPro Max. Another thing that I wanted to do. Ooh, there's 7 people on here now. 8 people on here now. 8 people on here now. There was only 2 before. If there's anything you want me to talk about, just put it in the chat. It can be anything race related, who our sponsors are, why I'm doing this, whatever. I'll answer anything. So we needed some engine questions, and we reached out to August Skinner. He is in West Frankfort. If you look up Skinner Motorsports on Facebook, there's your plug, August. They can help you out with some engine needs. They have some unique capabilities locally here in Southern Illinois, and I know with engine work, they do drive. August has an A-Class and some other kind of car, not a Modlite, but they have capabilities for engines. And if you need questions locally and don't want to ship stuff everywhere, and you're near Southern Illinois or West Frankfort, Skinner Motorsports, that is the tag of his race page. I know that Bryce had mentioned from Arkansas, Modlites Arkansas, that he'd be available. Why can I not see who is on this live? Yeah, I just can't see it. I can see that there's 7 people. I just can't see who the 7 people are. Let me see. I'm going to go to a different spot here. Bear with me. We're live. We're going to go rogue on this adventure. Let me see if I can see it if I go through here. So I can see it on my phone. I just can't see it on here. So interesting. So here's what I've done. A lot of you Modlite guys or race car drivers in general don't want to work with a race page because probably they don't want to wrestle with what I'm dealing with now. So I have a laptop. My laptop, I'm trying to watch the live feed. And through the live feed, there says there's 6 people on here. My phone says there's 4 people through here, and it keeps showing low connection. I am in the garage. I am away from my router, but I don't really know how else I can do this. Am I going to do it at my kitchen table? Because the only thing in my house race related, there's nothing in my house race related where I could set up any type of a studio. So you got the car in the background, unless you want to see a bunch of deer antlers. So Marion, if it is, I think Marion, this Saturday will be potentially 15 Modlites. That's my guess. 15 cars. That's my guesstimated car count. We'll see if I can count them. So us, Austin Park, Andy Park, Caleb Pettigo, Ben Minkowski, Matt Filkins, Danny Jolly, Matt Suzuki. I've heard the Beards are coming, and that was an S on that, so that'd be 2 cars. Ralph Howard, Jay Parks, where will Kyle Franklin race? Benton? Is Benton racing? I don't know. The water levels, definitely not racing in Paducah. There's like 30 feet of water in Paducah International Raceway right now. Will we race? There's still a chance of rain on Thursday for rain. So there's a potential that we won't race either. Or not in Marion. So if it rains out, our options are, let's see, Coles, Benton, Tennessee, not me. Not you what? Josh Hutchinson said not me. So I've been doing a lot of graphic work for people, helping out with logos, getting graphics on the cars. There are some graphics that are still left to go on the car. Backyard Burger. Backyard Burger is a new sponsor for us this year. We're going to have a big Marion Backyard logo on the inside of the driver's sail panel. So that's kind of cool. That's new. Ozark Portable Building is coming back. They're not new. Smith Excavating, they are not new. Cutsinger Stock Farms, they are new and they're on the front of the car. Flattail Metalworks, they are new to 2025. Also, I don't know how much of, you just get the Ison A. Where we work, Ison Corporate as a whole is the main sponsor of the car, which is very exciting. Our graphic work locally was Heartland Wraps. So CT's been helping out other racers since we've pointed them in the right direction. I think he can do any kind of vinyl graphics. So very helpful to have somebody local in the Southern Illinois area for that. So now my phone says there's 10 people on my phone, and now my laptop says there's only 4 people on here. So, and I can tell there's a little bit of a lag. Let's see here. So, this is just an update going into race weekend. I don't know where all my race buddies are. Some of them usually get on here and haggle all the live feeds going on. I know Blake's really good about that, telling us how terrible we're doing with live feed. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen, well, of course you have because you're following us, but some Facebook Lives can rotate the screen just so it's the 16:9, and then you can drop things in and out of the screen. I do know how to do that. However, I don't know where I would put my laptop, hook a corded camera up to it. I'm working with a double car garage, and I have a motorcycle and a race car with 10,000 tires in it. So I got a comment. So this weekend we are racing in Marion at Southern Illinois Raceway. So if you know where, it's just outside of town. Is that Truebuilt? Yeah, Truebuilt. By Truebuilt, outside of town in Marion. You can look up Southern Illinois Raceway on their race page. It's just got an address, but it's just right outside of town. And that's where we will be this weekend if it does not rain out. If it does rain out and we go somewhere else, I will be very clear on social media where we are migrating to. But we will race. We have the car ready. The car's been ready. And with the rain flooding that we've had, that's just, we got shut in last weekend and we did more things with the car. I played with more of the stickering and finished the top of the car off. So the car's ready to race. I think everybody is more than ready to race. Very, very excited. John, where are you racing? I saw our buddies from Tennessee just jumped on here. Need a boat to race. So John and Noah are near, I think Duck River is their closest track. I think close to them. So they may be in floating condition as well. I don't know if anybody saw it, but if you go to Paducah International Raceway, there was, I think the owner or the new owner posted a picture of him in a boat in the middle of the track, and you almost could not see the outer wall and the outer bank of one of the turns. It was the wildest thing. It was literally a ginormous lake, but it was Paducah International Raceway. I don't know how I don't know. I don't know what you would do, because that wouldn't all of their equipment be underwater? So, John said for Tennessee Modlite Association, we're not racing until the end of April. Then Camden is May 10th. So Eddie Campbell, Tennessee Modlite Association. You've seen our stuff. We raced with them quite a bit last year, and we went to their race banquet, which was awesome. They raffled off a car, a helmet, a motor, and a suit. So Eddie Campbell with Tennessee Modlite Association on that page. You can see all of their stuff. So if you guys see in the comments, Yamesi Anderson, she owns, her and her husband own the J Effect, and that is local seasoning. They're out of Carterville. Smoking, any kind of smoking seasoning, meat smoking. Actually, they have, they were at an event and they have some kind of goodness from heaven in a bottle that they put on cabbage, and it literally was like a crawfish boil, but it was just this wonderfully cooked cabbage. I don't know. Awesome. That you can check them out. The J Effect. They're not even on the car, but I'll give them a plug because their stuff's awesome. I know Smalls in Marion carries it. And I think that they've shipped to almost every state in the US. So the J Effect, they're pretty awesome. Their kids, their 3 boys were at DuQuoin, at the DuQuoin race. And I think that was their first race. The kids' first race. I think maybe any kind of car race, dirt car race, NASCAR race, anything. And it literally blew their minds, I think. It was loud and it was dirty and it was just anything a little kid would like. And I think they loved it. So that was really cool. That is one of the things why I like to blow this race page up as much as possible, almost 4,000 followers, is because I'm going to run into people that have never been to a dirt track race. And they're going to have little kids and they're going to come to a race, and it won't matter if we do bad or good. They're going to have a good time because it's going to be something unique that they've never seen or experienced before. And dirt track racing is affordable for your kids. If you're just going to the grandstands, I think it's like, under $20, you're going to be able to go get them into the races, watch a night of racing, come and go. Where's Corey? Corey is traveling for work in Michigan, and he told me that it was snowing. Yeah, that's where Corey is. So other things on the schedule that I know is coming up, just as planned, is Marion, then Coles County. So that is going to be the path and the directions that we're going to go for each one of those. So Coles County that I keep talking about is in Mattoon, Illinois. They ran us quite a few nights last year, and Corey ran really fast there. He was actually pretty good. Almost all of the nights that Coles had us there. He won a heat race there, and excited that they're going to have us on the regular schedule. It wasn't asked on here, but it was asked on my personal page. How many races are you going to hit this year? Where all will you be that you hadn't before? So Camden, haven't been there. TNR, haven't been there. There's some tracks with the Tennessee Modlite Association. The Arkansas tracks, haven't been to any of those. Is that $2 pistol, two pistol? That hadn't been there. Batesville, I think, is another one that they keep talking about. Haven't been there. So we're gonna go to some different tracks. There is an Indiana track, Indiana race. Finally, they scheduled somewhere. There's just some good reading material. The Indiana track situation. So we reached out and followed actually anybody that had anything to do with any Tennessee races, and it looks like all the races, all the tracks that ran Modlites on a regular schedule, are that they dropped them, so they're not going to run Modlites in Indiana just at a regular basis, or if they are, I've not seen it, and I've not been updated on any of that. Look what you started. So Bryce is on here. Bryce, you want to try to go live? I don't know. I think I figured out how to add you if you want to do that. And I'm not really sure of my connection in here. My laptop says I have 7 people. My phone says I have 5 people. I don't know which one's which. So Bryce Vowan, he runs Modlites Arkansas. John Himlick said the Tennessee Modlite series, TNR just got added too. It's the 26th of April. Let's see if we can do this. Let's see. I don't know what it'll do, but I'm going to do it. Let's see what we do here. Hey, Bryce, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Well, we got 2 screens, and I can see you on my laptop, so I think it's working.
Awesome.
So I just muted my side. Do you want to tell everybody what's going on in Arkansas for this weekend? I know you guys got your first big, that's your season opener this Saturday, right?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Our first one got rained out, unfortunately, in Texarkana, but this Saturday we are making our series debut over at Batesville Motor Speedway, one of the more iconic tracks in the South, home of some of the biggest late model races like the Topless 100 and the Bad Boy 98. This will be our first time getting on a track that's considered a small half mile to a big 3/8. And big track racing is not something that my series does a lot of, but we're excited to get on there and take to it. We had a play day about a month ago. Gage Rains, uh, the Hill family, and myself were there and turned some pretty fast laps, and quite an experience. Definitely looking forward to the race.
So is that bigger or smaller than Boone? Boone is 3/4 mile?
Bigger.
Ooh.
Bigger.
So,
And it's more, and also it's a very unique track to where the back straightaway is like a very long dog leg, and you take a lot of speed into turn 3, and I mean you're definitely hitting about the 100-mile-an-hour mark easily going down to turn 3. It's pretty fast.
well, I know at Boone, I think we were going every bit of 80, 85 at time. 80, I think, maybe. That's probably near it.
This oh yeah, but it's Boone actually has straightaways, whereas this track has a short straight for a front, and then like it's just a long continuing arc. And if there's a lot of good videos on YouTube about it, and it's the track is carved into the side of a mountain. It's just I've went and watched a lot of. I've watched Scott Bloomquist, Billy Moyer, Freddie Smith, all the big names in late model racing have come through there. Won races there, so it's to kind of be on the same track as some of the biggest names in racing. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. So what kind of incentives? I know that you are a huge promoter of IMCA. So my page and us having not IMCA tracks in Illinois, if you want to let everybody know what that IMCA is all about, I have people that follow the race page all over. I have all different, I guess.
I got my, well, to give the short version of it, everyone's got. I respect everybody's opinions, and I think opinions is what's great. And I'm someone I want to do whatever I can to help Modlite racing. And when Stars was taken over by IMCA, I looked at it as a really good thing to kind of have the resources of IMCA behind our class. Because of that, our class has gotten on TV. a whole lot more. We get a lot more press coverage. People know what mod lights are out there. And then also, you guys went to Boone last year. I think it's really great for our cars to be a part of the biggest, dirt tracking event for modifieds and stock cars. Um, I mean, I know you've told people about Boone Super Nationals. It's hard to describe. It's just amazing. But the fact that mod lights get to be on the same stage and get the same notoriety, I think it's really great. And I mean, I'm a racer, but I'm also a promoter, so I have to step back from the racing part and kind of see what I think is what's best for the class. I know I get criticized in Missouri by several of my fellow competitors, but at the end of the day, I think that for Arkansas, the IMCA sanctioning has definitely helped us a whole lot more. Our name is out there more. And also, it's helped us build bridges with other groups of mod lights and kind of unite the class in a way. So I think it's a benefit to my opinion. It's a benefit to the class.
Yeah, I agree. And another thing with what we have to battle with our small hometown tracks, mod lights aren't your priority class. I mean, we have small, tiny, bull rings that are wing car, sprint car catered. They're not. I mean, their mod lights are not like the class that everybody's going to see. We don't have 100 fans for mod lights in the stands. That's really not what it's about. But having the home track, having racing IMCA races, and then also racing our hometown events that aren't IMCA sanctioned or rules, let's say, that's probably the best thing. Anything that's a IMCA sanction is stars. The drivers have paid to have that IMCA license. The rules. Everybody's on the same, playing field as far as tech, theoretically. And I think that I mean, in racing and as more competitive as we have got throughout the year, rules are kind of nice because at least you know where everybody stands or what the goals of everybody should be.
Well,
so with this race coming up, what kind of incentives do you guys have? Do you guys do hard charger, longest tow? What's your pay scale for your events?
So we pay all of our races. We pay $500 to win and $100 to start, and just on a $20 entry fee. I'm proud to say that we've paid the same purse for the last 6 years. I'm all about getting everybody $100 to get home on. I know 6 years ago, $100 was a lot more money than it is now, but I just know that $100, you get to come have a good time, and you got $100 to get home on, and I think that's kind of is very beneficial to racing. Um, we within our series, we have incentives that if you would join our series, join our racing series, we have a separate points deal to where we have things like hard charger. We have B&J Trucking has sponsored our hard charger for the last 5 years. That's $50 right there. Landrum Performance Springs gives buy one get one free certificates from positions 1, 3, 8. No, position 8 and position 10. Miss Charlotte Brandon Tire Bloomers gives a certificate for the 11th place finisher. We have a racing parts warehouse called Bright Racing that gives a $25 gift card for the eighth place finisher. Midstate Racing, longtime supporter of our series, gives a brand new Renegade Fuel Jug for 7th place. And we try this year. We're going to be picking up some special sponsors and special incentives for each race as we come up. So I'm all about giving back as much as I can to the racers, because at the end of the day, that's what it's about. It's for the racers. That's what we try to pride ourselves on.
Yeah, definitely. We're not going to become rich racing mod lights. The community that we provide for each other has been something interesting for us to watch. I was a college athlete, and just actually having another sports community per se, and having a family community in racing has been really cool to meet new people, and figure out these cars. It's a very tough From what it sounds like, these cars aren't necessarily easy to jump into and master right away. And it seems like with different chassis builders and makers, it's just kind of all over the place on everybody's suggestions and modifications to these cars to get them to go faster. I know that our small tracks, getting set up for small tracks and getting set up for the big tracks, like the national events and things, and which you have traveled to as well, is just completely different. So I appreciate all of the work that you do for your Modlite community, because we don't have anybody in our area anywhere near. So if you know, me and Corey are in Southern Illinois here in Marion, and we're going to Tennessee to race, or going to find you know, major events that are organized well and professional, put on just like you and Eddie Campbell. I know Gage Rains is going to play a more role in your association this year too. How many people in Arkansas Association every year on average?
Well, one of the things that it's important to me is I like to keep a tally of how many active race cars we have in the state of Arkansas, and that's something that I can kind of go to racetracks with. And right now, I want to say that we probably are down to 30 race-ready race cars in the state of Arkansas. I think in this year, I think we're going to see a slight upswing a little bit. We've had some challenges. The biggest thing that's hurt us is we used to have a home track called I-30 Speedway, and it was basically the heart and soul of not only mod light racing, but modified racing and stock car racing and 360 sprint car racing as well. And when the track closed down, it's kind of put the entire Arkansas racing scene in disarray, and people it's put pressure on other racetracks to try to pick up, you know, where this track left off. And with the mod lights, I mean, at I-30, we had B mains every night in mod light racing. It was great, just a lot of fun. And when the I-30 shut down, you know, we went to what was Central Arkansas Speedway, the Plummerville track, as we call it, which is now called $2 Pistol. And you know, it's starting to come around. It's starting to get better, and um, you know, I want to make a plug real quick that you know I've raced the Marion track, Southern Illinois, and that is a really great facility. I brag about all the time. I said, man, you haven't seen nothing until you go and either watch or race Marion, Illinois. It's, you know, definitely a really fun track. And, you know, going back to what you said, that, you know, the focus at places like the Illinois tracks and the Missouri tracks, you know, micros is a big thing. There's a huge classes, and then mod lights kind of are in the shadows of that a little bit. But you guys got y'all got some great racetracks up there. You got a great racing community. And I've made some good friends up there in the Illinois area and the Missouri side as well. So you guys got a great thing going, and just because y'all might not be saying and we are, doesn't change the fact that we're all one big Mod Light community.
Yeah, I agree with that. It does seem like more and more people just in the Southern Illinois area have purchased cars within probably the last 6 to 10 months. More names, and I think even more drivers now that I've heard even have two cars. With the backup car. It's interesting that people have the money to invest, especially when you upscale and you want to be competitive with everybody else, just like what we did. We had the old Pro, and we raced it as long enough to realize that we had the potential to go further, and then we knew that we needed the equipment to do so. So
don't knock a Pro now. I'm still racing a Pro chassis, and
I know you and Corey are about. As far as what's out there, I'm not sure how many or no names. Not many.
I don't want Tom Filkins to get mad at me, but isn't the car they call Herbie, or the black car, isn't that a Pro chassis as well?
That is also a Pro. Yep.
Yeah. And like I said, I love my Pro, but there are great car builders out there. I'm not knocking any of them. It's just I love my Pro chassis, and it's paid for, and that's what we're going to keep racing.
Yeah, I mean, so far and what to learn. I mean, we figure out. I guess I should say Corey figures out the mechanic side, a little bit each race. And we've done even within the indoor track races that we've just had and practice at Coles County. We've even kind of maybe figured some more stuff out, or maybe more stuff to try. So I'm excited to see what 2025 will be like. I know that we will definitely be at a race down your way. We're going to put it on the calendar, 100%. We're going to eventually get one. Man, you're just so far away. And
Yeah, well, we got 2 tracks on the eastern side of Arkansas. The Riverside Speedway. You can ask Matt about that. I want to say Matt fell in love with that track. He came down about
is that,
5 years ago, and
is that
he
the
was.
race Josh Hutchinson won too?
Yeah, it's the racetrack Josh Hutchinson won. I want to say it was about 5 years ago. Matt was challenging for the lead in the feature, and I think the steering rack broke. It was just an unfortunate deal, but he had a good time, and I know me and Tom go back and forth and give it each other some nonsense, but I'm sure I think Matt really enjoyed it down there. And of course, we have another track in Northeast Arkansas called Crawley's Ridge Raceway, and it is a hidden gem. It's the best thing between a big track and a small track. It's like a small track that races big, and it's a 5th mile, and it's one of the very few racetracks you can go to, and the grandstands is just full. It's like a Friday night local high school football game. It's a really great environment. So um, definitely love to have you guys come down. I look forward to coming up and racing up north a little bit this year. My priorities with the Modlites of Arkansas, but we got some off dates here and there, and of course, we could get another massive round of rain and flooding, and might have to venture north. So who knows? But we'd love to see you guys come down, and everybody come down, have a lot of fun, meet a great group of racers, and get to have a good time.
All right. Well, thanks, Bryce, for your time. I think between me rattling for a long time before I had some of your help to create good conversation, that's probably my goals. I just wanted to utilize the time. Not every evening we have time to kind of do this and practice with live or do some certain things. I've not set up the lights or anything in here before, so I just wanted to see what it was going to look like. And
Yeah, I'm all about mod light racing. Whatever I can do to help this class, that's what I'm for, and I'm probably gonna need your help next time that we try to go live again as well. So, but I got to get off here because my wife is calling me saying dinner's ready. But are you guys racing this weekend?
we will be racing at Marion.
All
That
right.
is what's scheduled. So as long as
Well,
it doesn't rain out,
well,
be online and you can keep track of the page.
hey, best of luck to you guys.
All right. Thanks, Bryce. You guys too.
Bye.
So I wonder if it goes back to normal feed when he jumps off here. So that was cool. Oh, it does. How neat. All right, guys. Well, that's the first time that I think we successfully invited somebody through here. I still say Instagram and going live on Instagram is way, way easier with multiple people. But that was pretty cool. I at least know how to tell him to do that the next time they go live in their association page. Other than I think he turned the phone the wrong direction. So he was looking at him sideways, which was, I wasn't going to interrupt him. There, one of the things, so this Boone we raced with Bryce and those Arkansas guys. I think that was the only one that we were at with them. But you guys do not understand what, well, I kind of do, just because the amount of people that I've got to this page, the amount of interactions, Q&As, things that I've went back and forth about, the networking and the communication with people to have this sport grow, I guess, collectively as a whole, or have your own race team individually grow. It is not easy. You have to talk to people. You have to put yourself out there. You have to clamp your phone to a shelf in your garage, set up nice lighting, have speakers for good audio. All of it seems very silly, but if you don't do it and you don't put yourself out there, people aren't going to see your race page. People aren't going to see your content. And the more you do it, the better you get at it. That is just what I have learned through many, many things. I'm getting some questions on here, and I'm trying to read the questions, and then Corey's having a side conversation in the chat. So, yes, Corey's in Michigan. He is on the thread. If you guys want to ask any questions, I do not know how many people I have live. My phone still says there's 3 people, but my laptop says there's 13 people. So if there's 13 people on here, welcome to Stevenson Racing page. We're going live, rambling on. I'm testing out some of the media, how the live works. We invited a guy from Modlite, Arkansas on here. So whenever I post live, I'll download it. I'll probably put that on YouTube just because that was really good content and conversation. Let's see. Austin, if you're on here and you want to go live, I can bounce you in here. If you want to do that, we can do it. We can make you the second guest of this episode. Let's see. So in the chat, there are options where it says suspend person for 15 minutes, ban from page, ban from all live streams, and ban from stream. That is pretty good. I didn't even know that was an option. Are there really 12 people on here listening to me ramble? You're first grade, and she's still on the J effect. She's still learning about dirt track racing. My goodness, that's awesome. Let's see. How do I do it? I'm gonna do the same thing. It's awesome on here. Let's do it again. Let's see if it'll work. We're gonna go number 2. Let's see if it'll work. Says that I'm trying to add. Says that I'm. Oh. What up, Austin? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I don't know how well you'll be able to hear me out here or not.
There he is. Wow, this is working. Racer. How cool.
Oh,
This is the first time that I've tried this to pick different contacts and then invite them to live. So this is pretty cool. I didn't know it would work going back and forth from multiple people. So this is a pretty big deal.
If you didn't invite me, I probably wouldn't have been able to figure it out. So
yeah, that's probably true because I wasn't able to walk Bryce through it live. So I don't know. So Austin, are you in your shop working on your car?
yeah, I just put it down off the lift. We're gonna make it wireless tomorrow and whatnot. So
Sweet.
We're about ready, I think. Dad's car's still up on the lift and don't have tires on it or anything. So
all right, everybody. So if you're on here, and it looks like there's 15 people here on the live feed, if that's right. So everybody, this is Austin Park. Him and his dad, Andy, are from Steeleville, Illinois. You saw a lot of them on our social media. Austin's been kind of like a little brother that me and Corey don't have. So he's going to do a car walk around. It's been really cool to meet them. And really, kids passionate about racing. How old are you, Austin?
I'm 22.
So he's a young man and knows how to spend his money on these toys. So he's giving you a walk around of his Eliminator race car. And Austin, how many years did you race the dwarf car before now?
I think I ran it for 4 years, 3 or 4 years, and then ran this last year and then going to run it again this year. So I think I've been in it 5 years, and then my dad's been in it about 6.
So probably a highlight that's going to be pretty hard to beat is your dad winning at DuQuoin and not racing at DuQuoin in a Modlite before. that was pretty amazing way to start the season, I'm sure, for both of you guys.
It's always been something that we've talked about, running 1 and 2 there. Not necessarily there, just anywhere we go, really. And to make that happen, what was funny is he obviously didn't know who was behind him and whatnot, and he didn't know I finished second till we were about halfway home on that night and everything, and it put a smile on his face that we both ran first and second. So it was cool. Hopefully we can do it a little more this year.
It was it almost literally made me cry. You can tell how the father-son team, how it works. You got him as your crew chief on the car. I just think it probably meant a lot to both of you guys, and I know definitely how much work he had put in. If you guys follow Austin's race page or Austin Andy's race page at Park Racing, you would see that they took the car that is sitting behind Austin all the way down to the frame, and he had it powder coated, and then built that thing all the way back, and then he's ran all top 3 the first races of the season. So very impressive.
There's a lot of luck and everything with DuCoin and everything, but I was pretty happy with how it went. I don't know. It was kind of scary taking all the way down to the frame, just because you never know if you didn't get a bolt tied, or just certain mishaps and whatnot could have went bad, and we were just lucky, I think. So
I think you got a good mechanic on your side inside that garage, is what I think.
What, it makes my life a lot easier when he's not racing. He's just wrenching on my car. I liked that a lot last year, but no, I'm glad he's back racing and everything. He didn't get to race too much last year, so.
Yeah, but he was a really good cameraman last year, so that was a plus.
Yeah, made me buy a GoPro. So.
What's your plans for this year? So obviously, I think we've all discussed we're going to be at Marion Saturday if it doesn't rain out. But what are you going to call your home track this season?
Right now, I think we're going to run a lot of Coles County. Kind of just depends on the weekend. I know we got a schedule in there that there's four different racetracks that are running within an hour and a half, 2 hour range that we could go to. I mean, Benton, Marion, Coles, Farmington's running once, but it'll probably all depend on where we want to go last minute. I mean, I don't think we really have a set racetrack this year, to be honest. Last year, we were kind of going with the flow with points and everything, and then when it came down to it and everything, we're like, we might as well finish out at Marion and not just give it away. So I think this year we won't do as much points chasing and whatnot, but we'll see. I don't know. Wherever we want to go.
What's your favorite track?
The track that don't run us anymore.
Owern's your favorite track?
Owern was my favorite, yeah, but if I had to pick right now, probably Coles County. Heck, DuCoin was fun, and I was against it since I started. I mean,
you had a lot of peer pressure from us teasing you about not doing it, and Danny Jolly. You had a lot of people teasing you if you weren't going to run there, especially the whole off season talking to me about it.
It was at least once a week. You guys were like, "Are you going to run DuCoin? Are you going to run DuCoin?" I'm like, "My car's in 900 pieces still. Probably not." One night I mentioned it to Dad, and it probably wasn't 3 weeks, a month later, and the car was sitting the way it is now, and we got to go. But I don't know. I would definitely say, the track that we don't really get to run at that much is Brownstown. I really like Brownstown.
So they put us on the schedule for 2 times, right? Or 1 time?
I think it's 1 time, but it might be the weekend that they run Friday, Saturday.
Okay.
I can't remember if it is. If it's that 2-day show, it's worth it because, I mean, Brownstown's like 2 hours from here. It's a rough drive. Where we are at our house and everything to drive up there just takes forever, it seems like.
Yeah, I think it was 3 hours for us, and then it would be cool to go back there and then Corey actually drive the white car. That's where he test drove the white car. So that would be kind of cool to make that connection. He did not have a good Brownstown debut. I think he worked on the car the entire time he was there.
Yeah, I remember Corey was there
Oh, and we blew a motor there. Well, that's when it gave out in the purple car.
that Saturday morning. Corey was out there on his car at like 9 a.m. and everything, trying to put it back together. And man, but
yeah,
and then I guess that Saturday night it actually blew up, or what was the deal with that?
Just catastrophic knocking once he come out off the track. I guess ran the heat race, and then it was just beaten away. Sounded like an angry person inside of it with a hammer. So that was the end of that one. I hope we race many weekends before we have to do that type of major construction on the car. So
That's the worst thing that could happen to a race car is blowing them up.
Yeah, you usually don't have those sitting around for extra to just plug and play. How many cars do you think we'll have at Marion this weekend?
Me and Ben were talking, and me and Ben came up with probably 25 or more.
25? Oh my goodness! I was saying 15. Wow.
I think we'll definitely have over 20 cars. I mean, everybody's ready to race now. I think.
Oh my.
I know the Beards are coming over, and then Mikey LeBron will be there. So there's 3. I'm sure Sam Coleman will come and bring his Modlite since they're on the micro.
You're right, because I named 15 before you got on here. I kind of counted them all. I mean, wow.
It might not hit 25, but I think we'll definitely be over 20.
How many will they run in a feature if there's that many cars?
Well, in that big show last year, they ran 20 cars, I think. But I think that 24 cars can fit on that racetrack, especially doing double file restarts and everything. I think that will definitely help. Now that we're not going to be.
Do you plan to go to Boone and race Boone, or both of you race Boone?
That's the plan. I definitely want to race there. I'm sure if I go, my dad will go. My dad will race. I wanted to go last year, but I just wasn't. I don't know. I don't really know how to word it. I just wasn't confident enough. I don't know. I'd hate to drive up there all that way, but the experience.
And you let us do that, and you've watched it before.
That's your guys' decision. That's not mine. But I'm sure that experience in that weekend was one of the most fun weekends you guys had all year. I mean,
it was pretty amazing.
And yeah, and if I went up there, I'd probably run Marshalltown. I truly think Marshalltown would be more fun than Boone. That track seems awesome, but no walls in the corners will make you think a little bit more.
I think Corey liked both tracks. I don't know if he really made a decision on which one he liked the best. I think he drove really well at Marshalltown just to unload the car and go out for hot laps and never even look at the track before. So, I mean, I think it was now that we would go back to both of those, I think we would maybe be a little bit more prepared in multiple aspects. You need a lot more rest going into that weekend that we had anticipated, so you don't stay up until 1 a.m. and then drive 9 hours the next day and then race a race car the next 3 days. Because
I'd like to go up there a week before we even race.
You get no sleep. Emilio is on here from Weekend Performance, so we both use Weekend Performance for our shocks. Emilio said Marshalltown is awesome, so I think that's up where he is from. I think isn't he up? That's here. That's like his home track, I think.
I think he's around Quad Cities, but yeah, I know Padilla and all them go to Marshalltown on Friday nights and whatnot and treat it like a home track. Heck, if I was even 2.5 hours away from that place, the racing is amazing up there. And not just the Modlite racing, the modified and the stock cars and everything put on a heck of a show. So
Yeah, I think that the experience at Boone, well, probably at Marshtown, I think that they make them a big deal every weekend. It's not just, your regular race, days. It's almost like every weekend is a big thing, and it's on live somewhere, and it's streamed on a streaming service in both areas. And I mean, it seems like much, much bigger of a deal as far as just a community for both of those tracks up there.
I want to say every week it's either on. I know for sure it's on IMCA TV, but I think a majority of the nights or a lot of the nights is even on Flow. I know that track's very, very popular and famous and whatnot, and I can see why, because they put on good racing there.
So who do you think you'd be a good person to ask, because you've been in this sport a lot longer than we have, and you've raced a lot longer than Corey has? Who do you think are people to watch, like up-and-comers, Modlite drivers that you've seen improvement from being on the track with them?
Well, you guys are one. You guys put a spanking on me a couple times last year and whatnot. Corey definitely. I think Caleb, once Caleb gets his car going and everything, he'll get better every week.
I think Matt Suzuki may be one.
Suzuki.
Yeah.
Yes,
Right.
that's what I was about to say. Yes,
Then maybe the new equipment and getting settled in with that, but I think he'd be one. Looks like the how to lightly put that, the financials are behind that, so that's definitely, when you have the options of the equipment and the upgrades, and then obviously just the persistence in the racing and his racing history. He kind of explained some of his racing history to us while we were at practice at Coles, and it sounds like he's been around a lot of race cars and a lot of tracks, and did some really intricate stuff with them. So I would think he'd be one to watch.
heck yeah.
Obviously, I hope we are. I think we will be, right. Those last, 6 races towards the end of the season for us were it was like we were, putting all the pieces together. Just the time spent on adjusting things based on what the track was doing just kept getting a lot and a lot faster, before it was just like, okay, what do we do now? And then, now I think settling into this season, it'll be really good. I'm trying to read the chats to see if anybody is actually going to ask us questions. Jason Hall is on here. He was in the dwarf car at DuPoint, and he was very fast. I know that I've been keeping up with Jason's dwarf car races at Clarksville. We all made the joke, Clarksville probably could have raced this weekend as much water as they put on the track between the the heat races, but I don't know. I don't know what. I hope that we get to race in and we don't have to, hop a bunch of places to find a place to race. But I think, just like you said, as itchy as everybody is to race, I think we'll probably be willing to drive anywhere this Saturday to put the car on the track.
I think definitely we'll either be at Marion or Coles. Marion drains really good, so I think we'll be good. Depends on how much it rains tomorrow and Thursday. I think it's supposed to rain a little bit tomorrow and Thursday, but yeah, we definitely got enough rain for the next 10 years, I think. So.
So what are things that you're gonna do? I know that people know you got a GoPro now that you put your YouTube together. What's your goals there? Are you gonna try to do more kind of interview type stuff? Or are you gonna keep it in-car videos only?
I'll probably leave all the interview and the whole YouTube video and the whole 9 yards up to you. I'll probably just end up posting the simple stuff, but it's good to, I don't know, the GoPro teaches you a lot driving wise and seeing in front of you, and just having that video of certain races that you want to remember on file there. That's what I really liked about my dad videoing and everything, is we can always just go back and watch right
So
there. Your guys'
what
YouTube.
did you, as a as an experienced person in the sport and a driver, what do you think about? Do you think see any kind of disadvantage give putting your in-car camera out there, or do you not think it matters?
I don't really think it matters, to be honest. I mean, obviously your driving style and everything could be a little bit people watching what you do and whatnot, but people figure out what you're doing when you're outside of the car racing side by side. I mean, I don't think it's a disadvantage at all, really, to be honest.
Yeah, I know some of the people that's been in the business a long time um, don't like it. I've had a lot of don't put that on there, don't put the audio, your throttle on there. People know, and I'm like, how can they? I mean, I'm not doing it. You see, there's still a method to the madness whenever I'm posting. I'm not doing it one for one typically.
Right.
Enough is all the pictures that I take. If I take pictures of hot laps, I know drivers are looking at my pictures of hot laps if I post them before the heat or the feature because they can see the character of their car and what their car is doing. So it's kind of like, you from my side, I mean, what I'm doing on here is I'm showcasing small town dirt track racing on social media. I don't really think that somebody's going to see what I'm posting and be able to finagle their way into, beating, having an advantage over Corey if I put his in-car camera in here. Actually, the majority of it's probably like laughing and look at those stupid people. Also, we had somebody watch our video from practice at Coles County and said, hey, on the car, go check this. I bet it's loose. And it was. That is pretty wild if you're that big of a, gearhead to know to watch what the car is doing in the in-car position and say, oh, look at this, and I bet this is loose. And it was. And that's the most bizarre thing that I've found so far with the social media stuff. But it does seem to be that they like it. So John from Tennessee says new GoPros are illegal GPS. They're not. The GoPro 10 has GPS, and none of the new GoPros have GPS capabilities, just as far as live or to your phone. And if you can get a GoPro at a racetrack and have good enough signal to reach to your phone, more power to you. Every racetrack that I've found, 16 racetracks that I've been to don't have signal worth crap because they're in the middle of the field, and they're not anywhere near anything to have good enough signal to get GPS. You can, on a GoPro 10, put a sticker, post edit to see how fast you are going. As far as GPS, it literally will just show, like, if your feature's 20, it'll show 20 circles, and it'll say how fast you went in those 20 circles. I don't understand the whole GoPro and the GoPro 10s being illegal in a Modlite. I really don't. I don't know what kind of, I don't know. I know that it's in the rules, or they said that, but I will say, at Boone, we asked a guy named John, and he had overalls on, and he's someone high up in IMCA, and his badge said Big John, and it was an IMCA guy, and I asked if I could have a GoPro in the car, and he said, I don't care. And he said, if anybody says something, tell him Big John told you could. And that was a major event. So
that's how it should be.
I mean, normally I ask if it was at a major event. I did ask. I definitely at Boone, just because you're there, you don't want to look like an idiot and get disqualified because you have a GoPro in the car, and then everybody that races with us knows that I put cameras or a GoPro somewhere here or there, throughout the night in the car. I am going to try, with the amount of GoPros that I have, is to try to probably get different views. Like now that you're doing your view and you're running up front, it would be cool to put that reverse camera behind you in a feature. Like that would be cool to have like the whole feature behind you. That would be really neat.
I would let you do that. That 360 one is expensive. That sucker is like a bunch, and I was like, I won't even be able to figure out how to switch it front side or back side at all. So I just got something set.
If you would have got that GoPro Max, I think you would have had a fit. You probably wouldn't have got this far.
It'd probably be in the trash can by now.
Yeah, that would be a good point. All right, so I think I'm running out of battery on every device that I have. I think that was pretty successful. I have no idea how long I rambled with both of you on here, but we successfully did a live with studio lighting, good audio, and with 2 different people. So that was pretty cool.
Heck yeah.
Thanks for joining, Austin. We'll see you Saturday.
Heck yeah. Thanks for inviting me on here.
Yep.
All right.
See ya. All right, guys. I think that is about it. There are some chats going on. I did not realize how tricky it would be to read the chats, even using my laptop. So there's 15 people still on here, I think. There's like sidebar conversations in the chat, so that's pretty good. Jason Hall says my new dwarf is more Modlite-ish. I don't know. It was fast at Dew Coin. I think if you would have stuck it out at Dew Coin, you would have done really well. That track's really hard for everybody. That's a rare thing. John said you did good tonight. Well, thanks. Thanks everybody for joining. Everything that I have is dying. I don't know how long I rambled, but you learned about some dirt track racing, and Andy Park said great job. I don't know. Andy may be at work. He's a gas man, so he may be working and listening to us ramble. So thanks for joining Stevenson Racing live. You had a guy from the Arkansas Modlite Association, and you had Austin Parks, a Modlite driver. We've become really good friends racing with him and his dad all last season. So keep track of the race page. If we rain out, we'll show you where we're going next. Fingers crossed. Let's race Saturday at Marion. So thanks for joining, guys. Over and out. See ya.